I'm doing a verbal. Normal. I'm a little. This is highly irregular, but I'll do it. I'll type it in after. Good morning, everyone. It is Monday, October 22nd, 2000, and festival portion this weekend at Ravensbourne College. It takes a lot of people, a lot of volunteers, a lot of hard work to put together an event of that size. There's all kinds of cool stuff happening this week. So if you're going to be out in London, I will see you there. I fly out Wednesday, and I'm looking forward to it. So a big thanks for everyone's hard work. I will transcribe that into the wiki afterward. I'm going to refresh just in case someone snuck some stuff onto the... Nah, that's okay. Upcoming events for this week, as I said, the Mozilla Festival is actually going on this week. There's a bunch of daytime and evening events going on at the Royal Society for the Royal Academy of the Arts and Science and the Arts, I believe it's called. I can never remember what that RSA stands for off the top of my head. But that's going on this week, and this weekend is the Mozilla Festival festival portion happening at Ravensbourne College. It's a really cool event. Gosh, I forgot how many years it's been at that location, but it's at this point an institution, and I'm looking forward to checking it out. Oh, I am seeing a please refresh, but that's okay. That's okay. Otherwise, we will. Other events going on this week. We've got a sumo 2-week sumo 2-week sumo day event. If you like Sumo Day, it's 2 weeks of Sumo Day. It's a Sumo community meeting at 9 a.m. Pacific time in the Sumo video room. Trying a new event site powered by Mozilla Splash. You can so if you take a look at that URL, you can see the events going on this week, and make sure your browser is up to date. And then you can help be part of our support workforce. We have our support team is volunteer driven, and we need as many people as possible to help people when they have problems with their Firefox, and give them the support that they need. So you should sign up and help out, because Firefox 63 comes out on Tuesday, which is exciting. All kinds of cool stuff in there, but we're going to have a lot of people updating. On Thursday, the Women's Startup Challenge in Paris. Mitchell Baker is going to be there, and she's going to be a judge, and that's at the Paris Mayor's office. And there's a blog post, and if you are in the area, there's some invite information that you can check out. Lots of chatter on the IRC, just seeing what's going on. A Royal Society of Arts, someone reminds me. So thank you for that. All right. And on Friday, we have Mozilla Social Support. That's the Friday meeting. That's also part of the Sumo activities. And you can, there's a meeting, you can get updates about All Hands, Sumo Day, and open support issues from Firefox 63. If you're a newbie, doesn't matter. Click, grab that URL and check out that meeting. All right. I'm going to give this one more thorough refresh. And then we have a handful of speakers this week, actually, a pretty good amount. And first up is Asa with our Firefox roadmap update. So let me get that off the screen. Hello.
Hey, everyone. Firefox 6203 is our current in-market release. 63 is in the beta channel and moves to our in-market release tomorrow. Note that on beta, web render has been enabled by default, but that won't be riding the trains out for a few more cycles. Firefox 64 is our nightly release. Over the last week, we've seen over 500 changes to nightly, and I've listed about a dozen here for you. We'll start off with Windows Firefox now has support for the native Windows Share feature. So if you go to the little 3-dot menu in the far right of your address bar and click on that, you'll see an option to share, and on Windows, that will pop open the native share dialog. Firefox now shows when an extension is controlling notification permissions. We've got some extensions that disable notification permissions because they're really annoying to a lot of people, but then it's not clear why your notifications aren't coming through. Now we'll show you that in the preferences page. Payment request has been enabled for Mac and Windows for the US and Canada. This is web payments, guys. It's really exciting stuff. About performance now shows a type and action column, and you can access about performance from a task manager item in the more submenu of the main Firefox menu, or you can just type about performance. The new change to about performance is that it shows you what kind of process it is, whether it's a web page process, the browser's main process, or an extension process, and you can kill those easily from about performance. Flexbox Highlighter and Inspector have been enabled in DevTools, and DevTools now has XHR breakpoints. Some exciting changes there for web developers. We're now blocking access to storage from tracker resources on nightly, maybe more channels than that. This is the beginning of our blocking third-party trackers by default strategy. Firefox now links to the site certificate on error pages when it makes sense to do so. So if you get an error and you want to see what the certificate is, there's a button right there to load the certificate. The contextual feature recommender now has opt-out both in the door hanger that comes up with the feature recommender and in the preferences window. The ENUS dictionary learned a few new words, and Firefox will now install related dictionaries when a new language pack is installed. Finally, Firefox will now suggest search engines when you type the @ symbol in the address bar. So this makes it a little bit quicker for you to get at that frequently used search engine. Thanks, everyone.
Very cool. All kinds of cool stuff. Super excited about web payment stuff. That is very, very, very cool. All right. Next up, we've got Michael Van Cleek in Portland with the Weekly Minute. Hello.
Hey, Potch. Can't wait to see you in London, buddy. It's the Weekly Minute. It's weekday updates from Mozilla IT on the things that we're doing to support and empower all of Mozilla in our mission to keep the web a global public resource, open and accessible to all. An internet that truly puts people first, where individuals can shape their own experience and are empowered, safe, and independent. And this week in IT, we've got a lot of planning going on. We're anticipating what Mozilla is going to need over the next year, next 3 years, what types of things we're going to need to do to really do our job of keeping the lights on. So that's the main thing that's happening in IT. A couple projects kicking off there. I am getting ready to go to MozFest. So I wanted to use the time real quick here to just give you a quick taste of what's going to happen at MozFest. At MozFest, I'm going to be presenting a forum called Innovate Like a DJ, where I'm going to teach people to try to use the same skills and thought processes a DJ uses in order to innovate. Things like mixing, remixing, sampling, changing your environment, changing your setting. You know, these are things that help in our creative processes, and they also help with the DJ. And then a couple days later, I'm going to be presenting at Software Architecture 2018 in Mozilla, presenting to, MozFest is a nice general crowd. The Software Architecture Conference, a little more professional architects, really doing kind of the same thing. And they'll probably get their hands on some toys as well. We're going to stream the MozFest presentation, I think, on Airmo. We're working through that right now. The architecture presentation will be available. So just to show you an example of how we might remix as a DJ, I got a Walkman. We're going to have cassettes. We're going to have cassette recorders at our little ceremony. And here, I start playing a little song. I've got the orb going there, giving us a little beat. And then, we're going to have a mixer there. But here we have a thing like a little synthesizer, a little monotron. And we do some little synthing, some little delaying here. And then I can always put it on a recorder right here and listen to that sound and get that going on. So all these different things going on, recording the sound, then I put that into DJ mixes that I do around MozFest. So we're going to be innovating like a DJ at MozFest and doing all sorts of other fun stuff. I hope you come out and join us, and I look forward to seeing all of you in London. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. And next, we've got Jean-Yves with an update about the new tech speaker cohort. Hello.
Hello. I'm really excited to be here today to announce that we have open application for a new tech speaker cohort. Next slide, please. So just very quickly, what is a tech speaker program? So the tech speaker program is running now for several years, and we have as a goal to have a community of volunteer tech speakers that go out in the world and speak about the open web and Firefox and Mozilla product and initiatives. So basically here we want to extend and to increase the reach that we have inside the community of talks and so on, because our dev evangelists cannot go to every single small and big conferences. Next slide. So right now we have 95 tech speakers. Among them, 60 have been active in 2018, with about 30 have running down more than 4 talks over the years. We have people speaking on 5 continents. Not only they are speaking on 5 continents, but they are from 5 continents. We are missing Antarctica, but we never know. Next slide. Unfortunately, tech speaker little by little goes away. There is some attrition because, yeah, your priority in life may change. You can be hired as a professional developer evangelist too, or also sometimes you decide this is not something for you. So we want to replenish our tech speaker group, and we want to extend it. So we have open an application, and we want to be as diverse as possible. So we want to have people from every country, from every race, from every gender, and so on. We want really to reach a lot of people. Next slide. So the application are open. There is a form. In the form, they ask you quite a few questions. There is also a link to more explanation about what is expected. The form is a kind of call for proposal thing, so that it gives already the idea of what it is to be a tech speaker and to try to get to people in the world. The deadline is November the 4th, 2018, so it's a little bit in 2 weeks. We will do then a selection about the people we want to add to the tech speaker program, and we will organize onboarding, which will be 6 sessions remote in November, December, and January. And most of this session will be led by current tech speakers. If anybody has any question, feel free to ask me to my email address. Next slide. So if you can help us. The first thing is scout for potential tech speaker that you see in conferences or around you, not necessarily Mozillian, but everybody that is also like-minded like us. Also spread the word about tech speakers and speak with them, inside them to apply. We want to have as many tech speakers as possible from as diverse a background as possible. And you are the ones who has the diverse background all over the world. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Johnny. And next here in Mountain View, we have Farmars giving our ET update. So let me get that up for you.
Hi, everyone. I have a couple of updates to make here about Hubs and Spoke as well as ViewSource. So Hubs is our social way of bringing people together with virtual reality. And last week what we did is we launched Spoke, which gives you tools and ways of creating your own environment and making it all more interesting to engage within this area. So if you haven't checked it out, there's a video there that talks about like how to get started, and you can indulge yourself and your friends with all kinds of exciting stuff to do there. Also this week and on Friday specifically, we're going to be doing the 4th ViewSource event. This is going to be in London as part of MozFest. And this is a kind of a one-track program mainly focused around front-end technologies, and it's going to be having all kinds of interesting talkers, speakers, and whatnot. It is sold out right now. However, we hope to see a bunch of you at MozFest if you're still planning to attend. That's it for this week. Thank you.
Thank you. And, okay, our final speaker is Kirby here in Mountain View, talking about the Firefox badge campaign. And by Kirby, I mean it's Kirby and me. But I'll let Kirby start.
If you are a Firefox user and you want to show your support, then we have some exciting news for you, because now there are badges that you can put on your website to tell people, I use Firefox and you should too. Patch and I have been working together on this. We're going to continue iterating. There will be fresh badges coming. For right now, the things that you can do are put this on your website. It's really cool to see them out in the wild. Tell people you know, or design a badge, and we'll be happy to put it up here. Missing anything?
Yeah, if you are like, oh gosh, I want to make a cool image that links to a download Firefox page, why not? I mean, we've kind of, since the beginning depended on word of mouth support. And I think this is just sort of us recommitting to having, assets out there for people to use to say like, hey, Firefox is great and you should use it. We've already seen people out there on the web using these badges to link to us. So it's super cool. That's really useful. Yeah, question. Yell it. I would love if non-technical people were to do this. That was the question. Can non-technical people do this? In fact, if you take a look at this website, you can see this I use Firefox badge right here. And if you scroll down, here is a bunch of code that you can just copy and paste into a place that code goes. You don't even have to write code. The idea. And we host the images. We take care of all that stuff. All you need to do is find a place to drop an A tag. It's just an A tag. That's it. Thank you. And big thanks to Kirby for helping get that out the door. All right, and do we have any introductions this week? Gosh, it does not look like we do. It's like everyone is busy. I know there is a Friends of Mozilla update that someone put in, and I really appreciate that. For some reason, it is not appearing in my copy. I'm not sure if it's the cache gremlins or what have you. But we're all wrapped up for this week. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Like I said, if you're going to be in London, I'll see you in London, and keep on rocking the free web.